Hi Bubbles, it's Yellow Bubble and she's back with another video. Boo, 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 boo. You know what it is, baby. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are good. If this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button and join the Bubble family. If you're a returning subscriber, hi baby. Hi Bubbles. How you doing? I hope you all been good. Welcome to the Bubble family. For the love, the joy and peace. As you guys saw the title of this video, it is testimony time, baby. I'll be sharing about all academics, how I graduated and why it took me so many years, the delays, the things that happened in between, all of that. Before we get into that though, I want us to take a moment, a silent moment whereby we are appreciating the queen, the CEO. You guys know when it comes to businesses, so honored and happy to finally announce here on the Red F that I have started my candle business. I have started my candle business, which is called Supreme Lights, the light of the world. I am really happy about it. So let's take a moment to watch the next video.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Something's not fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Something's not fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Turn this wrong, turn it to an ocean.
I'd like to thank God, my mom, my granny, my family. That's me right there, you guys. That's me. All done by moi, yours truly, by my own hands. Can you believe that? It is such a beautiful process to make the whole candle. I enjoy everything, the entire journey. It is so beautiful, and I'll finally share everything, all things candle. But today we're gonna focus on the graduation. Because I'm a graduate, baby. Put a respect on my name. Put a respect on my name. It's all God, guys. It's all God. Okay, so how did it start? Talking about graduation, please do wait until the end so that you watch my graduation video and my dress and everything else. It is so beautiful. It is so godly. It is so amazing. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe. I'm literally waiting for you to subscribe right now. Here's the background story. I'm a student at DUT. I was a student. I was a student at Durban University of Technology, which is also shortened by saying DUT. So I was studying cost and management accounting, also known as CMA. I did the extended program, which is 4 years. So I started in 2018, and in 2021, I was expected to actually finish or to graduate, you know what I mean, the next year, the following year, which is 2022. So that is the duration I needed to be at school or tertiary for, right? Now, I want you guys to understand what kind of a student I was. So I was a very active student. Like, I was an active student. I've always believed that school is not about, especially tertiary to be specific, it's not about you just going there and getting your academics and that's it. But I believe that school is about networking. It's about meeting new people who know people. You know what I mean? It's about having fun. It's about being involved in things. So I was involved in different things. I was involved in Annectus. I was part of Annectus, DUT. I was part of the first year program at DUT. which was such a crazy experience because it was big people and I got to be in that room with those people. Let alone I was a class rep. I was a class rep, so I was leading the entire years, like, the entire 4 years. I was leading the class. I was a class rep. So you can imagine what is expected from me. You know what I mean? I joined Mandarin. I was learning how to speak Mandarin. You know what I mean? Ni hao. So all of that, I've always been an active person at school. So my first year I stayed at home. I stayed with my father. The next year I was like, Dad, I am leaving. I gotta find myself, you know what I mean? Because I felt like I was very uptight at home, chores and everything else and school. So I couldn't find myself. I couldn't be part of things that I wanted to be, you know what I mean? So I told him that I'm leaving, and that's 2019, right? I was staying at home 2018. 2019 I moved to Res. When I got to Res, I joined house committee. I was part of the house committee. So at Res I was leading as well. There were benefits, okay? There were benefits being part of house committee. Because I used to stay, like, I literally stayed alone my entire years, which is so exciting, you know what I mean? But yeah, guys, I was part of house committee. So again, I've always been a good girl though. There's a great responsibility when you're a leader, but it is so amazing. The benefits. We used to go to trips and there was so much learning, you know what I mean? There was so much learning there. So that's one of the things that I want to tell young people, that start now. Be involved in things right now, you know what I mean? Don't just be there for your degree, for your diploma. Do something, do something at school other than just you attaining that degree. So okay, now I'm continuing with studying. That year my dad passed away actually, and whoa, that was another thing where I saw God intervening. I remember that I always share this, that I remember that my father passed away. It was Monday, and on Saturday we buried him. On Wednesday I was starting with my exams. And when I tell you that I passed all my exams, I do not know how. It's truly God's miracle and the people that the Lord used, during that time, which I'm always appreciative of, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was a lot and it was not easy, but God helped me through. So I survived my dad's passing. I thought to myself, what can defeat me right now? Well, I guess life was like, girl, hold up, we got more for you. So yes, the years go by. I think another thing that I need to highlight is that during my dad's passing, it's one of the things that I really, really did not want to deal with. Like, I brushed it away. I just pretended as if like he's somewhere overseas, like he would go, and I'd be like, yeah, I guess it is what it is. But this time I was lying to myself because he wasn't coming back. I wasn't gonna see him again, you know what I mean? So I think one of the things that really caught up with me, especially the next year, which was my third year, is that it then started sinking in that, okay, I don't have a father and he's not coming back. No, he's not overseas. He's just not coming back anymore. He's gone forever. Okay, cool. That was taking a lot on my mental health. But again, I brushed it off because I am the queen. I push through. I work hard no matter what, Third year, surprisingly, I got a sub. What? Me? First time ever. It was a shock of my life. And the crazy part is that I was good at that topic. I was good. I remember that night before writing, I was the one standing there explaining to people that this is how you're doing it. It was financial accounting. So I was like explaining to people, I was getting this topic. I did not understand how did I fail. You know what I mean? To a point where it was a case. And I was like, I want to see my script, what happened, all of that took place. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, they couldn't really help me. Also, what I forgot to mention is that after I got the sub, actually, I did write the sub. I did rewrite, and then after rewriting, my marks were still the same. So that's where I started like investigating, fighting, and wanting my script and all of that, because I knew I worked hard and my marks were coming and still the same. And I was like, okay, you know what, let me just let go of everything, you know what I mean. I will graduate with my classmates anyway, because that year it was going to be the last year of me doing financial accounting. So if I were to repeat, it was just going to be an additional module, so I was like, you know what, let me just repeat. It is what it is, it's okay. So the next year, which is the 4th year now, the last year, I was registering. Now the problem is that I do not know this financial accounting, how I wanted to earn it, right? So I had to deregister it. There was some complication that I don't even understand, guys. If I can tell you what happened there, I really don't know. But I remember that they couldn't see it. They saw it, but it was the wrong one. I had to deregister it, and then after that, add it back again, right? So that's what happened that year. Cool. And mind you, at this point, this is COVID-19 season, okay? So we are writing online, we're doing everything online, which is just completely something different. And I'm writing my exams there, I'm writing my tests, my assignments, everything that is needed online. Now I'm waiting for my results just like everyone, okay? Now this is January the next year. I'm waiting for my results. I did not get my results, only to find out that I don't have results. So my lecturer started checking what's really going on, and then he comes back to me. He's saying, actually, they're telling us that you deregistered the module. And I'm like, sir, what do they mean? And he's saying I actually signed, I deregistered and stuff. I was like, how was I getting my test, my exams, my assignments? How was I getting all of that if I deregistered? You know what I mean? Because it should have reflected the first time, maybe the first test, that I am actually not part of the class or registered. You know what I mean? And then we started researching more about this, investigating rather. We started investigating more about this, and then I remembered that, oh yes, at the beginning of the year I actually did deregister, only for me to add again, you know what I mean? Because the FA that was showing up there was actually not the one, and that was only us trying to make things right, you know what I mean? So I involved SRC, I involved everyone. There's no one that was excluded in my case, but still I did not get help. Okay, now this is where it's just getting deep for me. This is where it's just sinking in, and I'm like, okay, fine, I am literally not graduating. What is this? You know what I mean? I'm not graduating just like everyone else. This is crazy. I'm sad at this point. I eventually had to get over it and accept my situation, that this is what is happening and I'm not graduating. I guess I have this module that I have to do the entire year. Okay, cool, fine. Next year comes, okay, now I'm in a position whereby I know that and as far as whatever year you're doing, whatever years you're doing, they actually add, they add another year if maybe you didn't pass, or there's a module that you need to finish up. That's what I've been knowing, and everyone knew that. Now it gets to the 5th year, obviously, since my course was 4 years. Then as far as I get a notification, I get an awareness. Actually, the school bring it to my attention that you're actually not funded by NSFAS this year. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah. The tricky part is that I'm really finding out this very late, because I've been waiting for my registration date, and I'm finding out really late that actually during that period whereby I'm supposed to be registering and all of that, I'm finding out that information, because I thought things will happen the norm way. And I did try to consult and ask, and they were like, no, you just have to wait for your registration dates and stuff, and it had nothing to do with NFS at that time. So I'm trying to show you guys that I was hands-on, and I was responsible. And okay, fine, I find out, and then I'm panicking and like, okay, fine. I had, by God's grace, I did have money for registration during that time. And again, I'm a class rep, so I knew everything. I knew all this information. I was the one who was telling people at the group about this information to those who failed and who had to repeat. I told them this is the form. There was a certain form that we needed to register. So on the day that I got my form, I went to my auntie's store, coffee shop, and then where she was working, and I forgot my form's day. And knowing me, I'm a person who doesn't actually hesitate. I could request like late at night and go. I'm so used to that. So I realized that I left my form day, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get it tomorrow. When I get it tomorrow, I fill it in and I try to send it out, and they're like, it's too late, I should have sent it yesterday. Imagine. And I'm like, why, what's going on right now? You know what I mean? So basically what I'm trying to say right now is that when I was trying to register, they told me that it is actually the registration is over, like I can't register anymore. Like this thing happened within like days, literally. So that's the crazy part. Also with that one, I just did not understand, you know what I mean? Okay, fine, I'm home now. I'm literally not studying this year. The entire year I'm just sitting home. Now at this point I'm really stressed, I'm really hurt, I'm really disappointed, and I'm breaking down. I remember that year I was staying I was staying in a certain communion, but I had my own place. I had my own room. I remember those girls whom I was staying with up there in the house, the bigger house. I broke down. Literally, I was home alone. I broke down and I was like, Lord, what is happening? Like, what is really happening right now? Like, what's going on? Ain't no way that I am not graduating. Not only that, I am not going to study the entire year. I'm going to be sitting home, like literally not studying. What is going on? I literally poured out my heart to God. I'm like, you're the Lord who do things. I know how God comes through for me, guys. Oh, God loves me. One thing about God, he will move mountains for me to be okay. He will do things for me to have whatever that I need to get done. So my question, and I want you to see the relationship that I have with God, that my question was, why didn't you push or press to me to actually request and go and get that form? You know what I mean? Now I'm asking him all these things. Why did you let that woman to help me with deregistering? Because a person who helped me is someone from the department. She left her office to come and help me with deregistering that year. You know what I mean? She was hands-on. I know how God comes through. Even when she did that, I was like, this is the hand of the Lord. This is the Lord's favor upon my life. Because guys, God comes through for me. I don't want to lie. You know what I mean? And that's the relationship I have with God. And at this point, I'm frustrated. I'm like, why didn't you do something? Why didn't you stop this? I'm not going to just sit home. We're not crying today. I'm going to sit home. I'm going to do nothing, literally. And as I was frustrated, breaking down, having all these emotions, hitting, like everything was just like, okay, this is the reality that I am actually facing. I really want to finish. You know what I mean? I've been putting up and understanding, for so long now, Lord. And then I remember so clearly, the Holy Spirit was like very loud and clear. And he said, there is nothing that happens in your life that I did not let it happen. Like, there is nothing that happens in your life that I, as the Lord, did not let it happen. So everything that happens, I allowed it. I was like, Lord, but why did you allow this? And I think I had that, but at the same time, I had so much peace. You know what I mean? After he said that, it was just like, okay, that's it. I'm just letting everything onto you. Just do your thing. Again, I was stress free. I continued with life. I continued with businesses, with, I think that's the year I actually got into the food business. I just did my thing because again, guys, to be honest with you guys, I realized I've always known this. Like, I think the second year, I knew that I'm not gonna do accounting forever. Ain't no way that I'm going to be doing accounting forever. I even told myself that if I were to work in a corporate world, I'd work maximum 2 years, literally. But I knew that I love accounting in a sense, but not to do it like all the time. I'm a person who loves to do different things. Like, that's just how I am. I love business, you know what I mean? Like I told you guys in my previous testimony, if you haven't watched it, please go and watch it. In my previous testimony, where I was talking about everything I have, it is literally through me working hard in my businesses. Like, I've always made money like through businesses. I've never worked before. So all of that, I knew that I want to start businesses. I am this person. That's just how it is. And social media, you know what I mean? Like my personality, I'm very bubbly. I am a media baby, I am bubbles. I am your babies, I'm your baby, guys. So, it was just one of those things that I knew I didn't love this anyway. I just did it because I had to get my life together and I had to choose something that is more reasonable. I wouldn't just be like, I want to do media, you know what I mean? But apparently my dad would have allowed me and let me, but, okay, I just continued with accounting. So guys, it did not really faze me that much. Life continued. That year finished, which is 2022 and 2023 rather. I registered this time early, everything earlier, and I started studying. When I tell you that last year I was doing one module, but they were so difficult. It was so difficult. Like, I don't know why I couldn't study. The challenges, I really couldn't study. I was struggling with studying. Not that I was busy with something. I would schedule time for studying and I'm like, okay, this is for studying, this time is for studying. But when it comes, I would be so busy. I would want to clean. All of a sudden I want to clean the entire house. All of a sudden I want to do things. It's like, girl, you need to study, okay? So it was very challenging, but again, with God's grace. I remember second semester I was giving up, guys, like for real. I'm so grateful to the people who are praying with me, praying for me. I'm really grateful for my cycle. They love me so much, and their prayers, man, and God came through. I remember telling them that, what, this is it, I'm giving up. It's not as if like I like accounting and stuff. I literally don't care. I don't even care what people are gonna say or think about me. I don't care. You know what I mean? I had that. But man, God being God. I remember I got a guy, and I think it was 1 week left for me to actually study and to actually write my final exams. And I got this guy because I made a poster and I posted it in the group. And in this post, I was telling people that I'm literally willing to pay for someone to tutor me. You know what I mean? And mind you, it was also very difficult because I'm no longer with my classmates. It's new kids now, I'm just really old in the class. You know what I mean? I didn't know like much people in that sense. And I only had one module. Literally after FA, I'm leaving, and they remain and they study other modules. By God's grace, I found this guy who was very passionate and patient with me, and he walked me through most of the things, and what came out, it was exactly what he's been teaching me, and I mastered that and I was able to pass. I remember this miracle that took place in the exam room. Oh gosh, another thing, now it comes to the last part. I wrote an exam, and when I wrote that exam, I wrote the wrong exam. Now again, we are old, and the FA is actually, this FA for people who are doing FA as a course, and then there's FA for people who are doing CMA, which that's me, so I wrote the wrong FA. So the FA is actually different. It's not the same topic, same everything, but not literally the same. They have more work. They are taught in a different way. Don't ask me. But yeah, and I remember going into the group and say, oh my gosh, you guys, I can't believe this topic came out. I mean, the lecturer told us it will probably not come out and stuff, and maybe we should focus on more on this and that and that and that, and then everyone is like, first of all, I'm not a person who normally comments on groups. Again, these people, I don't know them, you know what I mean? So I hardly did that. I used to do that with my fellow brothers and sisters, in this group. I hardly did comment, but that day I did comment, and I was like, because I was shocked in the exam room that why is this paper having this? Again, our exam was not the same, you know what I mean? So everyone is like, what are you talking about? I'm like, the paper, guys. They're like, no, this topic was actually there and stuff, and I was like, what are you guys talking about now? And they're like, yo, you probably wrote the wrong FA, check. And I double checked, guys, and I found out that I wrote the wrong paper. I wrote the wrong paper. What is this now? I had to email the lecturer very fast and tell him this is what happened, and he was like, okay, relax, come to my office tomorrow. And we did, because it wasn't only me, also others, maybe 10 of us, and yeah, man, it was resolved. They told us you have no any other choice but to actually write this up. They told us that we have to rewrite and write this up. Okay, fine, we accepted that. Okay, we have no choice but to write. And that's when I met the guy, and I was desperate, telling people that I'm willing to pay. I made a whole poster, found the guy, and the rest is history. I wrote, everything was well, I passed. And one of the things that happened while I was writing, right, so the invigilator was like, time is up, and they were now taking our papers, and I was kind of panicking because I was not done. Like, people who do accounting, they know you just never finish, so I had that thing, on my word, this is my last straw. Hope everything that I wrote will make me to actually pass. And then one of the invigilators like, why are you stressing? You passed, don't stress. And then she took my paper, and I really believe that was God, because why was she so confident that I passed? She doesn't even know me, you know what I mean? And I think that was just God comforting me, because guys, literally, I went home and I checked the results on the very same day. The next day I checked the results. I kept on checking the results. That's how much I wanted to know if I passed, if I made it, if I'm graduating, because I was done. I was fed up really with this entire thing of me in school. Then boom, I checked my marks, I passed. I was so happy, I was so glad, I was so thankful. I was in awe of how God works and all that he did for me, you know what I mean? So it was a celebration. Fast forward, my family, letting everyone know that I passed. Everyone is so happy, everyone is so proud of me. And my family drove all the way from Johannesburg to come and support me. You know what I mean? There's so many things that happened on the actual graduation day, whereby I lost my hoodie. I don't know how. First of all, it was not even mine. Like, I someone borrowed me. I lost it. There was a moment where they didn't allow my parents to actually come into the venue. They were saying they can't come in because we're so late and stuff. I really don't know what happened right there. But again, I saw that the enemy is really trying to fight this. And I remember getting so emotional that what is the point of this graduation if my family can't be in the venue, you know what I mean? Like my entire family coming down to support me and they're not here, you know. And I was just so emotional, and God heard me right there. And by God's grace, they were in. And then I graduated. I walked there and I was like, you know what? I'm not just going to only walk for myself, but I'm going to walk for my siblings, for everyone else who's coming after me. It was such a beautiful moment, very bold. It was amazing. I knew that this is so spiritual more than ever. What am I trying to say here is that you are actually fighting generational curses. I'm the first person in my family to graduate. I am the first person. I just opened that door, and it was so hard and so much struggle for me to actually graduate, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't just doing it for myself, but for the next generation. What I'm trying to say is that you are fighting wars of your family bloodline. You're not just fighting for yourself. Whatever success that you're actually breaking through in your family, being the first in everything, being the first in certain things, challenges that you're facing right now regarding your success, regarding you making it in life, you're not just fighting for yourself, but for your whole bloodline. You know what I mean? You're breaking generational curses. Today I can stand and pray for someone and say they're gonna graduate. God told me that a man can only stand and pray against something they have conquered. You can't stand and pray for people for something that you did not conquer yourself. You understand the struggle and you've conquered it. Therefore, you're the right person to stand in the gap and to pray and to declare over people's lives regarding a certain matter, a certain your victory that you have won. Because you're a conqueror. You are more than a conqueror. If God did it for me, he can do it for you too. So hold in there and work hard, study, do what is expected of you. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here and watching till this far. I love you so much. And if you want to accept Christ as your Lord and Savior, be free to do that, because it all starts today. You know what I mean? So that God can stand with you, stand and fight for you in whatever dark scams of the enemy that may be, you know, proclaimed over your life. You know what I mean? That you fight them through knowing Christ, through being protected in his blood. So Romans 10 verse 9, you believe in your heart that Jesus came, he died for your sins, my sins, and you know, everyone's sins, and believe that he is Lord. You believe in your heart, you proclaim it and confess it with your mouth, and that's your salvation. I love you guys so much. Mwah. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, to comment. Okay, please comment. I love you guys. I love you. Watch the next video.